The 12th of December 2025. This is the lathe and it's a funny looking setup. Now I want to show you what I'm doing. This is the quill of the tailstock, and the way it works is you put something like a live center into it like this, and you can't get that out. You could hit it there, but the tailstock has to be able to pull it out. Do you see that? So watch again now. So now when you turn it round, see the way it pushes it out. Now I'm going to take out the quill. This is the quill it's called. It has a Morse taper on this end. Be better if it were a 3 Morse taper, but 2 Morse tapers are all right. I rejected a second-hand milling machine because the quill was a 2 Morse taper. Now I'm going to take this out here, and you see the problem I had. I showed you this before. This went on it. Now I have a bit of oil on this, a bit of grease. So you see that there. The screw went. That's a left-hand thread. Trapezoid, I think they call it, but it's held in by these 2 screws. And the problem was, how was I going to get them in? There was thread on the steel, but I couldn't. How was I going to thread the piece of bronze? So the patent I come up with was to put it in this way, mounted on the cross side, and mill it. This is a milling cutter. Mill it out 5mm, and that, with a little careful work, I was able to drive the milling cutter in, you see in here, and as it went in, it cut the bronze bushing. You see that? That's the idea. Now once I got that done, I could get a 6x1 tap and tap it. Once I had it, there was already threads on the steel, and then I could run a tap in and cut the threads on both sides. Do you understand that? I could tap that by hand. Now I had trouble getting grub screws. There are 2 grub screws. So I knew, because the old one, I knew from the old grub screw, which I had to cut out, and from the tap, they had 6B1. So that idea is that fits in there. Now I couldn't get them the exact size, so I had to cut it down. So I hope you can see how that's held in now. When you go to withdraw anything out of the Morse taper, this gets a chuck out the way. Now I thought I might have to drill a hole down here, but if I can get away with the original patent, I never alter anything more than is needed, it'd be great. Now this has a slot milled in it, and it's done by an end mill, because I can see the tracks there. To keep it engages. Do you see the little, there's a little indent in there to keep it from twisting. Now when I pull it out, you see it goes back and forward all right. It's a little stiff at first because you distort bronze when you drill it and put in screws. So that works now grand. And you see it'll come out, it'll pull it out. So that's the point. So that's a good addition now to the lathe. It done me 30 years, the original one, so hopefully this will do me another 30. I bought 2 anyway. So that's how it's done. Now I also put a little bit of Loctite on it. Loctite's good enough, but it won't hold that without a mechanical retainer as well. So hopefully we're all right there. Now just to show you this here, these are just old bits of channel. They're on the top side. See it here. Now this is my homemade top side. Now this fella here adjusts. You see, when you screw this, you can put it up and down. Do you understand? See it going up and down there. So this is where a lifetime of being on the lookout for bits of tools comes in useful. Most of this is bought in the Variety Mart. Bought in the Variety Mart, where you get people there with stuff from schools that are closing in Britain, or somebody maybe left this world, I don't know. But you see the way that works, it's a wedge, do you see? And as you twist this here, you see the wedge going up, and it raises it up. Get the point? See that? There's a screw in there, you see? It's usually Yankee. And then there's a yoke there. So I think I bought that for £5 or maybe £6. way back years ago, and just keep it there. Very useful. I have another smaller one as well. So that then enables me to get the work, the right height. This is my homemade slide, which is bolted on the top side. Do you understand? And then, so that enables me to do work. You can bolt it down to that and do milling and various other stuff, drilling and boring, etc. If you get the point, I made that now. I really am amazed that I did make that. I mean, I cut those slots and all. It shows you what can be done. So that puts it up, and I have a few jobs now lined up for the farm and for other things and for other people, and they're asking me, where's my part? Like, I don't do it for money, I just do it for the fun of it. And but it's nice to restore old antiques and to see an old machine working again. So I think I've showed you all that you need to know. I think that'll do for now. And we'll see you back soon on the Vintage Workshop on some other video. I think I've told you all. What I'm doing is I'm replacing the nut, the trapezoidal left-hand thread nut, that you can now get them online. They're available online, probably come from China. You don't have to make them. You could make them in the chuck. It'd take you the whole evening. So you can turn it on the chuck, but why do that when you can buy it? So then this is the idea, to restore that. That lathe now is more or less that tailstock, it's as it came when I bought it new, or nearly new, okay? And these little holes are for oil. It's very important to drop a wee drop of oil down on all these. See you back. Bye-bye. Thank you.